Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Resin Me Up. Today is going to be a day we're going to introduce some new toys into resin. Resiners, goodness gracious. Resiners sent me a box, and I've already opened the box. Because it was a big box, and so I wanted to get it off my counter. So I'm just going to show you what was in the box. And it was some goodies. And hold on a second here. Let me grab them. It was 3 items. And they are some new tools. This was the biggest one of them all. And this is the Resiners Smart Curing Machine. So let's get it out of the box. We're going to unmask all 3 of these today. And we're going to put them to the test. So inside the box, we have the warranty card and the instructions. And let's see what this looks like. All right, that's the box. Got over there. Plastic. So it's just plugs in. Get rid of this. And so lid. Looks like this is a tray. And looks like you can do it either way, maybe. So this is a deeper side. Yep. And on-off button. And that looks like basically it. So it's got vent holes in the top of the lid. And that just sits down on top of that. So let's break into the instructions here. So power button, the blue light is on once the power is connected. Only 1 click. The machine will be operated for 2 hours while the blue light turns to red. For energy saving information, it says the machine will automatically turn off after 2 hours working. And then if you click the power button, the machine will wake up again. So it is recommended to place the molds on the tray before pouring. Otherwise, you may spill the resin. Remove bubbles before curing. Click the power button. The machine operates with red light. Put the lid on. Wait 2 hours. Then your resin has been cured. For thinner molds than 1/4 inches, the resin may be bendy after 2 hours curing. Let the resin stand for 30 to 60 minutes so the resin can be fully hardened. For molds thicker than 1.8 inches, it can be used without the lid, but the curing times double. They do have some cleaning tips. Turn the power off. Do not clean the product in water or other liquids. You may use tissues or wipes to clean if the resin spills out of the molds. Remove it by hand or tools after the resin fully cures on the surface. It is recommended to place molds on the tray while pouring. Do not dismantle the product. Make sure the input voltage is the same as the product described. Do not place the product near heat or fire. On the FAQs, it says, question, doesn't dry like it's supposed to, and my epoxy after 2 hours was still tacky and sticky. The answer, it is nothing about the machine. Make sure the ratio of AB resin is proportion in volume or change to use brand resin. Question, the machine will turn on, but then shut off. Answer, the machine will enter sleep mode when not in use for 1 minute. Press the power button to reboot. Sleep mode makes products safer and power saving. Question, this one's kind of funny. Can I use UV resin? No, it only works for epoxy resin. Question, does this help bubbles? Answer, yes. Heating the resin with this machine before mixing, which can effectively reduce bubbles. Last one, I use 2-to-1 epoxy resin, which you know what 2-to-1 is. That's generally a deep pour resin with a longer cure time. Can I use this with that resin? Answer, yes, with any 2-part epoxy resin, just not UV resin. So let's plug this in and see how loud it is. That's what I want to know. Okay. Immediately, blue light came on. So let's go ahead and hit this start. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's pretty quiet. Way quieter than my Let's Resin curing machine. That's for sure. So heat-wise, it puts out a pretty good amount of air. It's heating up. Yep, as it gets on, it's a lot warmer, definitely. So, yeah. So that is the RESINERS curing machine, air. So we'll be testing this out today. And then it says if you hit the button again, and then if you hit it again, it goes back into full swing. So that is the curing machine. So we'll set that aside over here and we'll move on to the next one. So I want to show you all 3 of these today. All right, the next one I think you guys are really going to be excited for. I know you've seen these a lot on other channels, but mine is a little different. This is the dual head resin mixer. So we have a warranty card. We have instructions. We have a power cable. We have a screwdriver with little screws. And we have silicone paddles. And this is what makes mine different. Mine is purple. Same mixer, just different color. know what that noise is in there, but I'm not sure I'm liking that. Sounds like something's loose in there. Okay, this is the little silicone mat. This is your base. These are your rods. Take this off. Stuck to it. This is your little silicone mat that goes on your base. It'll go on there just like that. Okay, and this is very weighted. I mean, really weighted. It's got little rubber feet on the bottom, or rubber there. And these are the paddles. And these are the silicone paddles. They're not hard plastic, they're silicone. And you get 4 of these, 2 in each size. Two large and 2 small, double blade spiral design. So these are the silicone paddles. And you want to make sure before you use these for the first time, you wipe them off just to make sure there's no debris or anything on them. And the screws for these put this, whoop, come back here, are right here. And so that's all the parts. Now we can put this on. Goes on there like that. Put this back down. Now, bring this up just a tad. Well, it's either there or there, which is in the cups. So this has got something on there. So that's what it looks like. Look, even the lights are purple. So that's what that looks like. I don't think I would ever need it on that high. So I will need to get this charged fully. And then on the back, this is your switch to lift it up and down. And then this is your charging port. And it is a C to USB. So you'll have to use a USB, and then that's the C. Yeah. I think maybe I put the base on backwards because the RESINERS is in the back. It doesn't matter. I mean, technically, but The resiners should be in the front, but yeah. So there's the mixer, the dual head resin mixer. So we're going to use that today to mix up some resin. So yeah, all right, put you back up on the stand. Your mixing pad or your mixing instructions for the small paddle, it matches 8 to 10 ounce mixing cups, and the large paddle is 16 to 20 ounce mixing cups. Recommended mixing cup type: ordinary, disposable mixing cup, or silicone measuring cup. Not suitable for cups with bulges at the bottom that cannot fit the silicone mat completely, or with residual curing resin. So normal viscosity epoxy resin, no more than 3/4 of the cup. High viscosity resin, no more than half of the cup. It is recommended to use a silicone cup or a small paddle for mixing. So basically they're saying when you're mixing, as far as the ratio for the bottom of your cup, you can see that there. They're saying that your cup, see the circles here on this thing? They're saying that your cup shouldn't be any bigger than that. So I've got this size and this size. So you could use this size and be fine. Also this size. But they're saying, I don't think they would recommend using, like, I don't know, let's try this one and see. I need to clean this one out, but see if this fits. Oh yeah, that one fits. So you could use this one, this size. It fits within that circle that's on there, but I don't think I'd use anything bigger than that. And this one is my 1,000 milliliters. I need to clean that out. So yeah, so these would be the 3 sizes that they're recommending. Nothing bigger than that. I think that's all the sizes I have. I don't have anything bigger than that. So that would be the sizes. Center the resin cup on the silicone mat, then hold the release button on the back, push down. Under normal circumstances, the mixer speed can reach 300 RMP, but the actual speed is affected by factors such as high liquid viscosity and insufficient power. The more liquid volume, the higher the viscosity and the longer the mix time. To mix colors, you can drop ink, dye, or powder into the center of the mixing cup before mixing the resin, then the colors evenly for 1 to 3 minutes. If you want the ultimate mixing effect, you can hold the cup to scrape the paddle against the bottom and sides of the mixing for 30 seconds, which is what I used to do with my other one, you know, because everybody always says after you take your cup off, make sure you scrape the sides and all. I used to do that with my other mixer. I used to hold it up and it would scrape the sides and the bottom of the thing. Do not pull the paddle out of the measuring cup to avoid liquid splashing while it's mixing. So various ways to clean the mixer is to wipe with a wipe. You can put it in a cleaning solution, which is what I do with mine. I mix water and alcohol, and then I swish it around in there, and then I wipe it off. Or you can leave it to cure, which I never do because I don't like having to peel that off. It is just, for me, it's just a pain. I don't like it. So that is the dual head mixer from RESINERS. One last thing. And that is the cordless resin rotary tool. Now, I have used forever and ever amen a gosh, what is it called? A Dremel. I've always used a Dremel, but it's an older style, and it's big, it's bulky. So I'm hoping that this will be something a little smaller and more convenient for me to use. I was intrigued when I seen this. If I can just get this off of here. So I'm curious, I'm intrigued. And it's cordless. My Dremel has to be plugged in to electricity. All right, so resin polishing and drilling tools kit user manual. First thing out of the box, sandpaper. Oh, and it comes in a little kit box. Well, isn't that cute? So let's open it and see what's in it. It's a cute little plastic box. And it's got all your little... Oh, it's rechargeable. Yay. Doesn't have to be batteries. So you've got all these little tools in here. I'm assuming that's polishing stuff. There's all of your little heads, your drill bits, all these, your thing. So this is definitely a good size. Looky there. That locks so you can put in your, can't remember what these are called, but they're for your bits. You need these. And you unscrew it. Does it already have one in there? Yeah, it's already got one in there. So these are the different sizes that you need to be able to accommodate whatever size these are. So like that fits in there just perfect. Hold that button and then that tightens it. And so it must not be charged. Usually they come with a full charge, but so it's not charged. Let's just jump into the instructions. I'm always the one that always just tries to figure everything out without instructions. So this is the collet. This would be for the heads. This is the lock button. This is the indicator light. This is the speed control. And that's the charging port. So press this button for 2 seconds to start. Ah! See? That's what instructions are for. So that's what that is. And then press this button to adjust the speed. Oh my. There's 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Will increase and speed up step by step. 5 gear will be always on. The white indicator light flashes twice continuously. The indicator light turns off when charging is complete. And holding it for 2 seconds turns it off. The motor reaches the torque limit. The body temperature is too high. The circuit is short. which may cause the electric grinder to stop running. Just restart it. So it comes with drill bits, the colettes, times 4 different sizes. These are sanding bands. These are grinding wheels. These are the wool felt heads for polishing the surface of resin products. They can be used with the polishing paste, which is this. And then there are 4 wool felt heads, and that's the polishing paste. And then it comes with sandpaper, which is in 320, 600, 800, 1000, 1200, 2500, 3000, 5000, 7000, and 8000, and can be used for grinding, polishing the surface of large area resin products. And then it just goes in to show you how to replace the grinding heads. And I think I showed you, did I show you how to do that? You unscrew, or you hold this button and it unlocks this. That pulls that out. And then if you want to change the collet, you unscrew that completely off, pull this out, and they're all different sizes. And so then you would pull one of these out and put another one in while holding this button, and then just screw this back on, just like that. And you're good to go. So this is a really good size for your hand. Let's measure this. Where is my... Well, I'll just get my tape measure here. So from this tip to here, we are talking just under 6 inches. So that is a really good size for your hands. And like I said, it is cordless, so that's even better. And I'm going to charge it, fully charge it, because I'm always looking, you know, when I have to drill holes, I either have to use a hand drill or my big, huge, and I'll show you what my my Dremel looks like here. And this is my Dremel, and it's giant, and it's got attachments to it, but it has to be plugged into electricity, and it's just bulky. So going from this to this, I'm excited about this. So having a smaller tool to be able to drill holes for jewelry products is amazing. So I'm really excited about this tool. And also you can use this to file the edges of your resin products that are sharp right here. So you can use this for that. So I'm excited about that too. So yeah. So that is in a nutshell what this tool is, and I'm excited to try it. Don't know if we're going to use this today, but we're sure going to give it a try. I got to plug this into a charging bank. I have plenty of them here, just a matter of finding them all. So yeah, so that is the RESINERS drill or polishing and drilling tools kit. So yeah, so I'm excited about all my new little gadgets that they sent me. So now we're going to figure out what project we're going to do today. So let me get all this stuff out of the way and get a plan together, and I will BRB. Okay, y'all, guess what we're doing today? I've got to start some projects for the Girl Scouts. And so today I'm going to work on these. And these are wands. And the reason why I'm doing wands is because every year these guys have what they call a Harriet Potter camp. And so they need some wands for their Harriet Potter camp. So I got these two molds, and so they want the wand part, which is this. They want that to be brown. And so what I'm thinking is and if you notice, some of these wands, the ends of them go straight to a point like these. And then some of these wands have like a jeweled end like these. And then some of the wands have a jeweled top. So what I thought we would do on the ones that have a jeweled end is we would make them glow in the dark green. And I think how I'm going to achieve that is by putting them or use UV resin, fill them up, and put them under my UV resin double-sided Curie or UV machine. And I got out, gosh, you guys, you know how long it's been since I've used glow in the dark? Has it been like since Halloween? Well, anyway, I got out some of my UV resin or my glow in the dark paste, and I got the green, and I had to literally put it in my mortar and pestle because it was so clumpy. So I got it all smoothed out. And so we're going to go in with these ones here, which is the same over here because these are exact matching molds. And we're going to mix in some UV resin and put some of that in there. And then we're going to cure those. So let me get a little cup here, get some UV resin, clear, and we're going to use the Bond Crafter for that. I want to get you guys in frame here so you can see all of this. And if you remember, this stuff, let me bring you guys over here just a tad. If you guys remember, this glows really green. So, all right, let's get some of this mixed up. Not quite sure how much I'll need, but we'll start with that much. And then I'm just going to dip in here and get some of this, mix it in here. Because it's paste, so it should be okay. I think if I remember right, I used this at Halloween quite a bit. So we'll mix this up in here, and then I'll test it here with my light and see if it glows enough. Should. This one here is probably, and this one's going to take the most. So All right, let's test this. Oh, let's not test it because I'll I did that last year, remember? I did that and it cured it on me like a dummy. And I don't want that to run out there. So I'm going to cure it in place. Get close. And then I'll finish curing it under my lamp. So you see what I'm doing here. So I'm going to go ahead and put you guys on pause and get all of these filled. And then we'll be back. I'm going to mix up resin while I got you on pause because I'm going to go ahead and mix that up so we can go ahead and pour these as well. Okay? So we'll BRB. All right, y'all, we're back. I'm going to show you guys how this mixer works because that's pretty much the whole reason for this video. So I got my resin in here. I'm going to bring you guys down off of the tripod. You can see. So I've got it lifted up. We're going to put it down in the resin and we're going to turn it on. And I am using the Bond Crafter today. And I need to set a timer. That's what that looks like. Now the colors that I'm going to use for these wands. Oh, I wanted to show you guys what I did. So I made these glow in the dark. The ends glow in the dark. And then on a couple of these, I took the Light Wish UV resin and I did green, red, blue, and yellow, gold, or whatever in the house colors and colored in a couple of those pieces just to see what they look like. And then we're going to pour the rest of these in brown. And so I'm going to use this Recollections bronze and the Let's Resin coffee. This is going to be the main color, and I'm just going to use a little bit of this to darken it up a little bit. So we're going to mix this resin up, and I'm going to put some of this in there to mix it up. So I'm going to put you back up on the tripod and put those colors in there and see what we get. You should be able to see that mixing. If not, I'll move it over so we can see it. Slide these over here. Move this into frame. Okay, that was the coffee. Now I'm just going to add just a little bit of this bronze color just to darken it just a little bit because I don't have anything darker and I don't want it to be this dark. think that's going to do it. I don't think I need any more of that. We'll look at it after it's done mixing. All right, we'll let that drip. Let's see what this looks like. What do you think, Caitlin? Caitlin's here, by the way. Need to be darker?
Hi,
or?
guys.
You like that color?
It should be fine. Guess we'll see when we pour them all, and then the next ones can be darker. I think they look fine.
All right. Okay. I think that does it. I think they are full. They look full to you, Riley? The whole crew is here today, guys. Yeah, I don't want it to overflow this one, though. Because if I fill that, it's going to push it down here. All right, y'all. We'll be back when these are ready to demold. Okay. Bye. Okay, y'all. We're back. Are we ready to get these out of here and see what they look like? I know I am. Some of them went up over top this, which is not a problem. So let's see what they look like. Well, there's number one. Well, looky there. Isn't that cool? I like that I put that on there, the jewel. And we'll do something with these right here. That's kind of cool. And then I forgot to put the jewel in this one, but it's okay. Because it was more or less an experiment. Oh, this one didn't have a jewel. That's why. Now, this one has a bunch of bubbles in it. And I think it's because on this one I forgot to spritz, but that's okay. Now this one I did put the jewel in. And these are ones that also have the glow in the dark. This one's a little bendy still. It's a lot bendy yet. So that looks pretty cool. And it glows. You can see my layers. Huh? But next time around, when I do these, I'm not doing any more on camera, but I've got a different way I'm going to do these bottoms. But that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Much faster because I got to make 100 of these. Also a bunch of little tiny bubbles in there because I forgot to spray the mold. Whoops, wrong flashlight. Isn't that neat? There's that one. These are still just a tad bendy, not bad. And then this one was supposed to be blue because I forgot to put the blue in it. But look at that. Is that not cool? These are some cool little wands. Definitely appropriate for their Harriet Potter thingy. And then this one also has a glow-in-the-dark end. Very cool. All right. Now, this one has the green on the end. Of it. Kind of cool. So there's the green one on that one. And then this one's going to look like this one. And it doesn't have quite as many bubbles because I actually sprayed it. And then this one has the red stone. And the glow in the dark. And then this one matches this one. Put these over here. And then this one is supposed to be the blue. So I put the blue on that one so it matches that one. And how did I not get that? Oh, it's backwards. That's why. Got it. Has anybody ever made these wands? It's the first time I've made them. This one's got quite a few bubbles too. So there you have it, all the wands. Now, what do you guys think about the jewels on the top versus not having the jewels? Which I think the glow-in-the-dark ones are cool. The end of the wands. And Guardium Leviosa! So once those get completely hard, those would be really cool. Now, on these, you could fill those with some colored UV, just like this, to make them more decorative. Right in there. The Lightwish colored UV resin is thick, so it doesn't tend to run as much. Which makes it so much easier to put on. And you could pretty much make these any color you wanted to, all these little jewel spots, but these ones here are all flat. You could really dress these things up a lot. Like a lot, a lot. I bet these here fit like the cabochon molds, these round ones. Wow, you could really dress them up. Like if you were like serious into these wands, you know, for Harry Potter or whatever, you could really dress these up. I mean, these are just for Girl Scouts, but you could really fancy them up. So now we have a pretty stone in the middle of that one. Same with that one. And then if these weren't brown, like if I left those, maybe made them white on there, you could use these light wish and color in those, you know, and those would be pretty like that. And then, you know, on these, you could do the same thing, put in those colors. And then on these, you could do the same thing because they're indented. So you could make, you know, put in the colors on there. Same way with these two. And then these, I was thinking these ones here would be really cool. If you took like a gold pen, whoops, and went along. This one's really bendy. I should wait till these get done curing all the way, but take your gold pen and all these raised areas like that. I'll just do this one so you can see what I'm talking about and how it looks. Just like that. And then follow this around these. Just like this. This is hard to do when it's bendy. See if I can set it down here. You see that? Yeah. So you could take your pen and follow that around. Just like that, all the way with this. And really dress that up like that. That would look stunning. Really make these stand out. I think I have a fine tip, one of these, but that's what I'm going to do with those, is do that. And then on these, I think I'm going to fill in these. I really like this gold. Yeah, it's golden. So might fill in these spaces because this golden tends to stand out on this brown. I won't make them too tall. I'll do one of them here so you can see. I guess the blue doesn't stand out too badly. And then I'll use my thing here and I'll make sure it's all filled in. Just like this. And then I'll stick it underneath my curing, UV curing thing. Get them all cured at one time. Like that. And then on these ones, I can do the same thing, put a color in there, and then, you know, just go in and decorate them like that. And then go in with, you know, I might even use my rub and buff on these just to get those top edges like that. Same thing here, same thing here. So, yeah. Let's see what that rub and buff looks like on these. Let's squirt some of this out here. Especially on these ones. Just coat these top ones like this. This stuff is so stinky, but it's effective. So that's what that looks like. It's pretty cool. So that's what I'll probably do on those. And I might as well do this. On the top. So that's what I'll do on that one. Get that out of there. It's pretty cool, huh? Same thing on this one. I'll use this. Guess I got to get some out of there first. I love this rub and buff. It just turns things magically into things that look cool. Isn't that neat? So that's what I'll be doing with those. Trying to get this edge down this one. There. So that's what that looks like. So basically that's what I'm going to do, is just doll these up. And I mean, they're for the Girl Scouts, so whatever they're going to do for prizes, probably give them away or something. And yeah, so there you have it, guys. Let me know what you think about these wands. They're actually fairly cool. I've never done these before. So yeah, it was kind of fun making these. And so I will put a couple pictures of a couple of these on the end of the video, and you guys let me know what you think. You think if they're kind of cool or not. Yeah, I think they're kind of cool. So yeah. All right, y'all. Well, that is it for my video today. And as far as the review on the RESINERS products, I'm actually quite excited that I got to review those today. The double head mixer will come in very handy, because there are times, you guys, that I am mixing up lots of resin at one time for projects. So that'll come in handy for that. And I can't wait to use my little hand drill thing. This is going to come in extremely handy. Let me get the right name for it. It's called the Resin Polishing and Drilling Tools Kit. So yeah, this will be a definite thing for me, because I don't have to use that great big Dremel anymore. And then I used the goodness, you guys, my brain, the curing machine air to cure these today, and it took less than 2 hours. It did not take the full 2 hours to cure them, so that is a plus. Are they still a little bendy? Yes, but they are cured enough for me to take them out of the mold. So yeah, so that worked like a charm. So there you have it, guys. We had the dual head resin mixer, the resin curing machine air, and the resin polishing and drilling tools kit today. So I give them all a 5, well, I don't know about 5-star, but a 1 to 10, 10 being the best. I would give them a 10. I really like them, and I love my color purple. So yeah. All right, y'all. Well, remember, stay curious, stay creative, and always stay positive. And we will see you tomorrow. Bye, y'all.